Hello, they call me Foxy, and today I'm going to be doing a dramatic reading of Pokemon The Other Side by X-Rated Milkshake. Okay, with a name like that, you know it's going to be bad, but let's just get mentally prepared here. Alright, are we ready? Ash Ketchum was a normal boy in an extraordinary world. He lived in a world with creatures unlike those in our world. These creatures were called Pokemon, and they came in all shapes and sizes. The people in Ash's world had developed an entire way of life around these creatures. Almost all Pokemon had amazing abilities, used primarily for battle against other Pokemon. It was the goal of many to collect of these creatures, and use them to make an ultimate Pokemon battle team. This was the dream of Ash Ketchum. Despite this extraordinary world, Ash did many of the things that a pre-adolescent boy in our world would do. You see, Ash had begun to notice changes in his body. His Pokeballs had begun to drop. There was hair sprouting where there was no hair before. Most of all, Ash Ketchum could not stop touching his naughty bits. On this particular day, Ash was crouched in his closet, one hand on his slippery salami, the other holding his father's Pokedex. Those readers who are male probably remember the years where you'd fap to anything with boobs. This was the case for Ash, who had the Pokedex on Pokemon number 124, Jinx. Ash softly moaned as he thought of tearing off Jinx's chest plate and caressing her dark Pokebreasts. Just then, the phone rang, but Ash could not be torn from his fantasies. The call carried over to the answering machine. Ash, this is Professor Oak. Where are you? Have you forgotten that this is the day that you come pick your first Pokemon? Gary has already been here and picked his. God, that kid's a douchebag, but man, he has a nice ass. Anyways, get yourself down here, because I only have one Pokemon left. Ash zipped his pants and rushed out the door. He quickly prayed that the last Pokemon left was Jinx, though at this point he'd settle for Lickitung. He approached Professor Oak's house anxiously, stumbling through the door and falling into the crotch of the professor himself. I'm sorry, Ash, but trying to bribe me with oral sex will not make me have any other Pokemon. Regardless, it is good to see you. Take a seat away from my penis, at least until we're finished with business. Ash jumped into a seat, not helping but to notice that Professor Oak had an erection. Professor Oak began. You see, Ash, there is only one Pokemon left in this lab for you. He is highly unstable and a sexual deviant. Are you sure you wish to become a Pokemon Master under this circumstance? Of course I am, exclaimed Ash. Where is he? What Pokemon is it? Just then a door opened. 3 supermodels limped out, clothes torn and hair in static-key disarray. They were wobbling from exhaustion, though wore wide smiles. Ash swore he heard Barry White music playing in the room from which the woman had exited. It seems he's ready, said Professor Oak, as he led Ash into the room. The room smelled like sweat and sex. A disco ball spun on the ceiling. There was shag carpeting. In the center was a heart-shaped bed, and in the middle lay a yellow ball of fluff with pointed ears. The creature had an innocent face, but a guilty smile. Electric current pulsed through its body. Ash looked between its legs and turned red with shame. This Pokemon was more generously endowed than he. This is your new Pokemon, Pikachu, Professor Oak said, grinning. So that's the first chapter of that, and yeah. I sort of wonder where these people come from sometimes, you know? Well, until next time, this is Foxy. See ya.